Doing, Jim?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Just your couple of second-year players, used to how you guys do things. What do you see from them from this point last year, or how far they've grown to understanding how to play at this level?
Yeah, just more comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing that I see. Having had a year under their belt in the WNBA, more comfortable with the speed of the game, understanding of the game, our system, and really how hard you have to put. Excuse me, how hard you have to play on a day in, day out basis, in order to have success here in the league.
How much can you put in now, because you have people that have been with you for a little bit, and you don't have to spend as much time teaching them what you want to do?
We still spend a lot of time
Yeah.
teaching. Being that they're still young, there's still a lot of time teaching. I don't think you can ever have too much time to continue to teach. There's so many nuances, so many little things about the game, and we're still young. We still have, you know what I mean? We had 2 rookies, well, 3, Taylor, and some other young players, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
What did the last game do for this group's confidence, you think?
I definitely think it boosted it, but I think that this group has confidence. We just have to see, we just have to see it play out on the court. You know what I mean? Consistently. And I think, when we see that, we'll also feel a lot better too. But this group does a really good job of keeping our heads high and understanding if we play the way that we need to play, you know what I mean? We'll always put ourselves in position to be able to win a game.
What did they do down the stretch to finish that game out?
I just thought they showed a lot of toughness, not just physically, but mentally. Every loose ball, every rebound, all of those things, they went after it with an intensity and tenacity to make game winning plays. And so I think that was huge, having that mindset.
Pretty brutal stretch for you guys. Is it something they're embracing? Hey, we got to play it anyways. You might as well just get right in the row.
We don't have any other choice but to embrace it. And you want to play the best teams at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You want to see where you measure out against the best teams in the league. And fortunately for us, we got them 5 games in a row. You know what I mean? Starting with Vegas, then going to New York, then Connecticut, New York, and now Connecticut again. We'll head out to Indy, which won't be an easy game either. And then Dallas, who's playing really well as well. So I just think it's just part of the league. Every single night is going to be a tough game. No night is going to be an easy game. So you have to prepare yourself mentally just to understand that you got to show up consistently every night.
Do you like how this group's handling that?
I do. I like how we're how we're focused on the task at hand. You know what I mean? I think that's a focus on us. We can't worry about the last one. We can't worry about the next one. We have to focus on the one that's right in front of us. And I think they're doing a good job of, being able to do that, especially if we as a staff do it. If we come in with the mindset, like on to the next one, next mentality, then I think they do a really good job of embracing that as well.
So last year ended, what did you say to Ryan? Like, everyone was looking at her. She's going to be the player you guys are building around and get through a rookie season. And the second year is always a bit of a jump. What advice did you give her going into the first off season?
Just opportunities to grow. Every season is a growing season. I don't care if you're a 15-year vet or if you're a first-year rookie. Every year is an opportunity to grow. So just take advantage of that. Work on the things that you need to work on in order to get better, and understand that you don't have to be anybody other than yourself. And so that's really what we gave her. Just come in, be yourself. We're always going to build a team and put people in place to help us be successful as a team and as an organization. So she took last year a little bit hard, but I think it was just because she just wanted it so much for everything. And the group that we had last year was a real special group. But she's come in and done exactly what we've asked her to do.
Seems like help for her as well. Alicia's players. Is that helping her, you think?
Oh yeah, tremendously. Yeah, having somebody like Leash definitely helps. Also having somebody like CP playing at the level that CP is playing at. Like CP is an all-star. She's playing at that level, and she's playing at that level consistently every single night. So that definitely takes a little bit off of, Raya's shoulder. But we're a team. We went out and got some pieces that we thought could really continue to help move us forward, especially with this young core that we have. And they're responding in that way. We're going to take some bumps along the road, but that's just part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great, I appreciate it.
No problem. You got something online?
Yep, Joshua Welch, go ahead.
Coach, I wanted to ask first about the Dreams Deep front court with Cheyenne, Nia, Nazmo, and LA stepping up throughout the season. How do you feel about the chemistry of this group? And
luckily they've all been able to play together last year, and so this year, they had some chemistry coming in. Obviously, it's 8 games into the season, and we're still working out what looks best and what works best for us. But I'm happy where our players are and them understanding what we're looking for within our offense, but also understanding what we're trying to do defensively as well.
So one more question. Want to ask about the tenacity on the boards, a 13-8 advantage on the offensive glass and 42-33 overall. Talk about that performance and then going up against players like BJ and AT tonight.
Yeah, truthfully, we don't harp a lot on going to specifically get offensive rebounds. We harp a lot on our players being who they are and executing their roles. And so we have players who can get to the glass, who can get to the board and you know what I mean, create extra opportunities for us. And so I think, what they did a really good job of on Tuesday was executing their roles. Like you saw Mo going to the boards. You always see Leash going to the boards. So all those extra opportunities, they just help us down the stretch. They're back breaking plays. And I thought they did a really good job of really honing in on that.
Thank you. This is Jim Fuller. He'll be writing your website today.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I was just talking to Coach a little bit about your second year. But which advice did she give you when last year ended to prepare you for what was coming for this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is continue to grow, in our roles that we had last year, and then, stepping into it this year, obviously not being rookies anymore, which I feel like was halfway through the season where we weren't rookies anymore. And, kind of taking on some of that leadership role, being more vocal and just pouring into the team.
Yeah, just piggybacking off that, using your voice. She always wants us to feel like we have a say in, whatever the team's doing. And so just being leaders, like Nas mentioned.
Last year, just you're probably still trying to figure everything out. Now you've been in here for a year. Does it feel different when you're out there in a tight game, fourth quarter, that you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing and when you're supposed to be doing it?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, I just remember back to training camp this year, I feel like it was a whole different setup than last year, just a lot more comfortable. But now, especially like you said, at the end of quarters, you just know your teammates, know where they're supposed to be, know what Coach T wants specifically. So it's definitely a difference in that, just knowing, where to be and where to put other people.
What about this stretch of games, 5 straight games against teams, some of the best teams in the league? Something the team's excited about?
Yeah, we're looking to, prove that we can hang with them. If we want to make a name for ourselves in the league, we have to play the tough games. And so it's not just everybody's going to have to play against them. We just happen to be playing them now. But if we can continue to, make growth and make strides in how good we can be, then I feel like good things will happen from that.
What about coming off a win like that, coming into here? How much does that help the confidence of this team?
It just helps a lot because, we know we can compete with them. We know that we have what it takes to be able to beat a team like that and a team like what we're about to play today. But it's just, not letting mental mistakes happen and using that experience that other teams have versus what we have to, I would say, let them get the advantage over us.
What was the key to that down the stretch? What did you think you guys did to allow you to pull that game out?
Yeah, I think, a big part was just throughout the game, we didn't make those mental mistakes that Ryan was talking about. Obviously, when you're playing against great teams, you have to be almost perfect. And obviously basketball isn't a perfect game. So, trying to limit your turnovers, not foul as much. Those little things keep you in the game. And then down the stretch, just, knowing that you can play. I mean, obviously you don't want to play scared in those moments. You want to go and you want to attack your opponent, especially down the stretch of the game. But definitely, it's not even like the last couple of minutes of the game. It's really everything and just making sure that we don't have those mental mistakes.
You guys knew each other before you got here. How much does that help when you're on the court and you kind of know what each other was going to do, even though it's later when you're second year in the league?
Yeah, it's helped a lot. I mean, I think that sometimes people underestimate what chemistry does on the court, and we have a lot of it. It definitely has helped. Last year, this year, being able to have tough conversations, you know, whether we're on the court or after games, stuff like that. We hold each other accountable. So that's just like, you know, it's something that we didn't have to worry about coming in last year.
Yeah, and I would say aside from that, like more basketball wise, like I know what her go-to move is. I know where she likes to catch the ball. She knows where I like to catch the ball. So we're always, you know, kind of looking for each other.
A lot of rookies in and out of the lineup 5 minutes here. You guys thrown right into the fire last year. How much is that helping you now that you kind of got a crash course of how things are done in this league? And so is that helping you think this year?
Yeah, I say that, you know, compared to last year versus now, we know what to expect because not a lot of rookies have this experience like you mentioned. And so for us to be thrown into the fire, it just helps us have that longevity that we will need in our coming years.
Yeah, just a quick one for you, Ryan. Well, for both of you, actually, speaking of being thrown in the fire, Haley is getting thrown in the fire right now, which is sometimes a great thing to kind of learn on the fly. Just what do you like about having her as a teammate and seeing her development so far this season?
She's very willing to learn. And so, yeah, we've thrown her into the fire, but she's never, you know, dwindled underneath it. And so she's looking to get into it. She's looking to build her own confidence. You know, we keep telling her, like, we're not throwing you into the fire for fun. Like, we know what you can do. And so she's, you know, making her own path, and we love to see the growth that she's had thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing is her being able to learn and want to absorb. She's definitely a sponge. And when and through which she's having fun with it, you know, I feel like she really is one of the main people that can laugh at themselves. And she just lightens the mood any chance, but she's just very talented. You know, I feel like we talked about it all the time. She was a little bit nervous in the beginning, but now you guys are seeing like this is Haley, like what you saw in college, and she's just really growing and blossoming, and it's great to see.
Next quick one. Ryan, where do you feel you're at as with Ariel, you're being asked for now to handle the ball, same with Haley being the next out point. Where do you feel you're at as a ball handler at the stage in your career?
I mean, I think I'm very good with handling the ball. I have no problem with playing the point guard. You know, I have the experience from college a little bit as well.
Yep.
So I feel like I know what my teammates want. I feel like I know what kind of shots they're all looking for. And so just put me at the point guard, it opens up more for them, because everybody's going to be focused on me because I already have the ball.
Do you think it ever, small question, ever takes away from your ability to get shots, like coming off screens where you can play off the ball? Does it ever cross your mind? Or you kind of like controlling? I played both, so I kind of know.
I feel like
a positive ball.
Yeah, but I feel like with our offense, only if we have plays, yeah, it's looking for somebody else. But with how open our offense is, anybody can come up and like I could give it up and go off ball, and you know anybody else could find me on a shot. So I don't feel like it's taken away, but however, I feel like I can also create my own shots when I have the ball as well.
Let's go to Joshua Welch on Zoom for one question. Go ahead.
Hey, question for Ryan. I just wanted to ask about your chemistry with Alicia Gray, like the difference she's having on the roster and how you feed off of each other on both ends.
The chemistry is great. I'm still trying to get her to, you know, attack more than what she's doing and buy into this role more than what she has. But, you know, she's fitting right in ever since she's got here. You know, me, her, and Nas are always together. It's like 3 peas in a pod. But just our chemistry as a whole, you can see it on and off the court.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm good. I one popped in my head, but I'll actually.
Okay.
Thank you.